Joined the reserves about a year and a half ago. I was 12 years regular, and then I left the department and went to the reserve side.
I was a regular for years and opted to go out and further my education and then start a business.
Sheriff's office, police. Pull to the right.
I've always wanted to be a police officer. I've been a police officer for a lot of years, and I think I'll always be involved in that one way or another.
Just to serve the public and also stay active in law enforcement because I had a love for it.
It's what I love to do. It's my true passion.
One of the reasons why I volunteer is because I do the things that a regular civilian couldn't do. And by the end of the day, I basically go home and have a sense of accomplishment of what I've done here today.
I love being out here with the community. It's an opportunity for me to give back and just really kind of do what I love to do.
My dad was in law enforcement, and as a kid, probably 10 years old, I was listening to police scanners and radios forever, and it was just something that in the family I wanted to do.
At first, it was just sense of community, sense of duty. I just wanted to help out. Looked into volunteering for hospitals and things of that nature. None of that was really up to my energy level. The reserves presented an opportunity for me to go out and be a part of something big.
It is something that is not for everybody. There's no doubt about that. It takes a special person to want to strap on a uniform and a gun and go out there and find the bad guys.
I think my experience as a deputy has changed a lot of the ways that I look at people and how I deal with people.
You get to see all different walks of life in law enforcement. It's made me more compassionate towards people.
You see a lot of different things that occur out there, especially in Marine Division. We get a lot of tragedy with families, a lot of problems that develop to where you realize that everything in your life is not that bad at all.
Really, any time that you go out somewhere and you have somebody who's really sort of having that worst 5 minutes of their life and you're able to show up and help them out and get them to a position where you at least made it a little bit better, I think that's very satisfying.
To become a reserve officer and to be willing to go out there to protect those who can't protect themselves, put yourselves in harm's way on a pretty regular basis for zero compensation. The only compensation is what you feel when you're able to put somebody bad behind bars or to save a life or to prevent something bad from happening. It takes a special individual to do that. And you got to be sure that you know what you're getting into when you decide you want to become a reserve deputy.
The men and women of our division are highly trained, highly motivated people.
Some of the guys that we deal with are some of the best people that I've ever met. I mean, we have guys who go out and literally risk their lives for no reward other than a pat in the back. The guys I have really want to be out there. They come out and they do the same job as everybody else does, and they come out and they work hard.
A large part of the members in the Reserve Command devote a far greater amount of time than what is required of them.
They're a dynamic group of people that actually need to be honored in every way they can be.
I couldn't be more pleased with the efforts, with the job that has been done in my going on 2 years in this position. It's been outstanding. I'm just proud to be able to go out and work side by side with them.
It's a brotherhood, and whether it be that we're there for each other professionally or we're there for each other personally, I just think that it's a brotherhood that's extremely tight.
When I first was assigned to the academy, one of my mentors was a reserve. He assisted in the teaching of firearms classes, and much of what little I know about the subject maybe is attributable to Reserve Deputy Otis Everett.
There are times in which the reserves come out for, say, a family illness of a regular or some type of special event that happens on the regular for the regular side. The reserves always participate in helping with fundraisers for officers who are hurt either on duty or they have a family illness, and the reserves always participate in helping that fundraiser become a success and be a success.
The work that a reserve does compared with the work of a regular deputy, they're really, the comparison is equal. When a reserve deputy is working, they're just as real as a regular patrol deputy that works this job year-round.
Difference, they do the same job. The difference is the reserves are doing it because they want to. The regulars, some of them want to, but it is their living.
We need to meet by state mandate and by TCLO's rules and regulations the same requirements that any other full-time, regular paid peace officer meets. It's a lot of time away from home. You gotta have a very supportive wife. You gotta have understanding children, especially those individuals who devote the amount of time that they devote.
In terms of the training, in terms of everything that we go through as peace officers, it's exactly the same other than the remuneration that the regulars get.
They're doing it for free. They've put all their education in it and time in it, so I think a lot of them have a lot more effort and motive behind it because of their dedication to helping.
If there's any difference at all, the reserves produce maybe some higher quality work. Reserve organizations typically tend to attract professional people. So they're highly educated and extremely motivated, and the work product is outstanding.
One of the things that I was committed to was to make sure that the Reserve Command was brought into the standard operating processes and procedures and discussions and plannings of the overall Harris County Sheriff's Office. Obviously, since we count on our reserves to be on boats, and we count on our reserves to be on mounted patrol, and we count on our reserves to be part of our rescue and recovery processes, and we count on them to bring fugitives back to justice, and we count on them to help us solve cases, and we count on them to be on patrol, then they should be a part of our weekly discussions of the overall Harris County Sheriff's Office. And so Chief Maples represents the Reserve Command every week with all of the other majors at the table, helping us move forward to keep the community safe.
I speak with the lieutenant and the captain, major, and the chief on a regular basis on activities that we have going in the local warrant section, any initiatives that we have. They've been very cooperative in having people work with us on these initiatives, and we have a good relationship.
I'm very excited about the new administration with Chief Maples coming in and such. The ease to work with them and availability with a lot of the other majors that I've worked with of any time we've needed something, and more especially now, self-initiated objectives by the reserves, going out and doing initiatives on their own, which have really helped us a lot.
It's all been very positive, very upbeat. They've been very receptive to any ideas that I've had that would help us on our end, and in turn, any ideas that they come up with that they think would help our operation go a little bit more smoothly in our interaction and communication with each other. It's all been good.
It's kind of got to the point to where it's not a call us if you need us, it's we're here, we're doing things, and so it takes a lot of pressure off, and I think this is just something that's going to continue. I'd like to see us grow and get as many people as we can in reserves, because I think it's a big part of the Sheriff's Office.
The Reserve Bureau will continue to be a very positive part of the Sheriff's Office. I see their contributions even expanding in the future, contributing to the Patrol Bureau, contributing to the criminal investigations, contributing to the jail, and every different aspect of the Sheriff's Department. I think their role will continue, providing excellent law enforcement service and also providing the citizens of Harris County with dedicated individuals who are willing to provide their time and their efforts to making our community safer.
And they are a great help to me because I don't have very many personnel on the regular staff that do the traveling. So I foresee them being able to make more of these trips and become more involved in our operation.
I see that in the future there's going to be a more significant role for reserves because law enforcement nationwide is under budgetary constraints, and we're going to have to rely on the reserves to augment what we do.
I want to be sure that the men and women in the Reserve Command are able to assist and fill those voids that we are currently faced with.
I'm due to retire here in a very short time, and very likely I'll become a reserve myself.
The reserves will be here hopefully forever. I can't see business as usual or life without the Reserve Bureau.
How do you go about thanking them? How do you go about showing them how important they are? You know, because they're not hearing it from the community, because the community sees us the same way as they see any full-time regular deputy. They don't know the difference.
I really appreciate the job that each and every one of you do. You have been a great help, you know, in my entire career here at the Sheriff's Office and all my interactions.
I think y'all are doing a great job. No matter what your rank is in the Sheriff's Office, we are all deputy sheriffs, we are all sworn peace officers, and there's really not a calling higher than that.
Tonight is really about the men and women of the Reserve Command and the job that you do. And I can't tell you how happy I am to be a part of this, to salute you and all that you do for the Reserve Command. And so I want to just say thank you so much for all that you do and for serving the Sheriff's Office like you do.
Thank you, and thank you. The citizens of Harris County truly respect and admire you. Every time I have the opportunity to address the public, I do not miss the opportunity to speak of our reserve deputies working within your ranks. You are volunteers at its most extreme example, and we're proud of you. And we ask you to continue to serve the citizens of Harris County. You provide a tremendous example for the rest of the citizens in our community. Too often, I see people who'd rather point a finger and criticize and just be a bystander and an observer, not willing to get into the fray, not willing to step in and make a difference. You guys are doing it, and for that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. The citizens of Harris County, thank you, and we're so proud of you.
William, 8700 block of airline.
No, that's correct.